This is Josiah Plays Sunless Sea. We've just arrived at the Mangrove College. The Mangrove College. Twitter tells you you're playing Mass Effect next. They're tired of The Witcher. How could you be tired of The Witcher? The Witcher is great. Pick up a passenger. No, I don't think so. I don't want a passenger. Let's gather supplies. Ooh, I do have a bunch of candles. I could do the wisp ways. And get a port report. Let's gather supplies. I got 3 supplies, which exactly fills up my hold. Perfect. Your crew strips a stretch of shoreline bare. It'll have burgeoned again by next week, no doubt. I feel like burgeon is another word that doesn't get used enough these days. Burgeoning. I'll save the wispways for another time. I don't want to get distracted. I'm on a mission right now. Okay, we're going to the Utter Shroom now. Oh, I don't have room in my hold for Blemigans, though. So we'll have to save the Blemigan thing for another time as well. Utter Shroom. The queenly core of this spore-haunted sea. This place is very shroomy. Very shroomy. Port report. Oh, I can trade it. Oh, this is amazing. I need another live specimen, and I can trade my live catch for it. My strange catch. This is the place where you can do that, and it doesn't cost you anything. A mist of spores rises in the distance. What was it the old sailors say? Give a catch to the Utter Shroom, and you'll get... what was it? Luck? Life? Let's find out. New growth. Within the hour, purple mycelium spreads through the flesh, colonizing your catch with a new vascular system. Another hour, and the catch begins moving again. In the 3rd hour, it starts rhyming. Before it begins composing couplets, you whack it in a jar and store it in your hold. Wow, I just took a dead fish and made a rap star out of it. Cool. So I have the 2 live specimens I need for the navigator now. I should do that navigator thing right now, so that I don't forget. I'm updating my notes. Okay. Where you at, navigator? Oh, I don't do it to talk to him. I have to take these to the Chapel of Lights. Okay, that's right. I have to go to the Chapel of Lights with the two things. Alright. Let's go. From here, we go to the Pathum Kings hold. I can't fathom why we would go there. You know you can send whispers to each other, right? If you just click on the person's name, it's really easy to do. I'm just saying. That technology exists. If you don't want to dance around something. I'm not really that worried about Mass Effect spoilers, especially Mass Effect 3 spoilers, because it's going to be so long before I play that that I will definitely have forgotten whatever it is you're talking about by then. I don't want any Witcher 3 spoilers, but you guys can go ahead with Mass Effect spoilers, because it'll be forever before I play it anyway. You're whispering and talking in chat at the same time. You each have 2 keyboards. Pathum Kings hold. What am I doing here? What am I even doing here? Trade drowning pearls for Scintillac. Or Scintillac for drowning pearls. Get a port report. That didn't help us. You can dance if you want to. You can leave your friends behind. Should I go see the Pathum King? This is different each time. Well, it wasn't different that time. I'm gonna try it one more time. No, it was the same. Again. Fine. Forget this place. Forget the Pathum King's hold. I spit on you, Pathum King, which you really don't mind because you live underwater, so getting wet doesn't really bother you, but... My spit just hovers there in the water between us. Let's go. We're leaving. I'm leaving. Here's the problem I have. I'm about to be, like, crazy out of supplies as soon as I do this thing here. Pathum King be a Busta, yo. Yeah, I've always thought of him as a Busta. Busta, what it is right now. Busta, what it is right now. Fucking Busta Rhymes. He's got some good songs. GTFO, huh? Good tacos for origami. I've been there. It's a place where if you bring in folded paper, they'll give you some delicious tacos for it. A little bit weird. It's a little bit weird, but... Should I kill the behemoth stash? I'm gonna kill the behemoth stash. I'm gonna back that aft up. Please stop swimming that direction. Please stop swimming that direction, behemoth stash. Please turn around. Yes, turn around. Come back this way. All right, here we go. 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 I just said here we go a lot of times. Here we go. Here we go. No! No, come back! Come back, behemoth stash! Come back! Alright, stop, stop, stop. Don't come this way anymore. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Now it's gonna come after me, I think. I'm wasting all my supplies. This is a really bad idea. You're looking for a taco barterer my entire life? Well, who hasn't, really? Come at me, Behemoth Stash. And you're done! Ewan's Way. Oh yeah, Event Horizon, that's a creepy movie. You defeated a Behemoth Stash. Do I want to harvest his flesh and its mustache, or dig around in its innards? I think we're digging around in the innards. Not a pleasant job, but perhaps a profitable one. A glob of goo, intestinal mucus. Oh, good. I have an unprepossessing mass. What is inside? A curious sack. Slice it open. What's within? Supplies. Hey, I needed those, actually. Thank you. Z-eggs. Oh, yeah, Z-eggs. Also known as Behemoth Stash nuts. Well, that's because it bridges the line between two genres, Saito. It's a horror movie and a sci-fi movie. The only reason I watched it is because it was sci-fi. If it had the exact same plot, but it took place on like an on like a normal ship in the sea, in like, you know, the real world, I probably wouldn't have had any interest in seeing it. Alright, we made it to Esteval with 1 supplies to spare. Had the Smouldering Intensity of Sam Neill. Well, that too, obviously. I mean, I thought that went without saying. Gotta get that Smouldering Intensity. Sam Neill gets it done. Alright. I can prepare to found a colony, yo. Which is pretty exciting. I'm about to found a colony. Begin to rebuild this place, and set Dawn's Law as the cornerstone to shield you from the dangers of the sunlight. Wait, that only took 10 supplies, not 50. The work begins. Sailors heave and shout, raise cranes and lift blocks. They're nervous to begin with, but as the day wears on and no one falls to the sunlight, their spirits rise. So too do the walls of your new dwelling. Increase your colony's population to 77, that's my lucky number. It's the year I was born. I was born in 77 AD, I'm really old. And a state to 100 and ensure you have assigned a viceroy. Oh, no! You didn't tell me I needed 10 plus 50, you just said I needed 50. But I actually needed 60. Oh, Saito. Oh, Saito. One day, perhaps your kingdom. Improving your colony into a kingdom will end and win the game. Establish your colony in earnest. Ah, is that right? Okay. Put 10 volunteers ashore here with enough supplies, building materials, and cutlery. Do I have sufficient cutlery? I don't recall buying a bunch of cutlery before I came here to civilize this desert isle. Okay. Alright. Your colony. Esteval. I can gather supplies here, that's what you're saying. Okay. Seems legit. You can visit your colony. You've begun something extraordinary. Let's see how it's going. No. Let's gather supplies. Oh! Wait, but you lose crew when you do that. That's not good. Exotic delights. You fill your stores with breadfruit, sugarcane, coconut. soft-shelled crabs, and plump birds too stupid to know a hungry sailor from a tree. But on the way back to the ship, one of your crew topples over with a groan. She's smiling blissfully. "Go on, Cap'n," she says. "I've missed the sun." Her eyes close. Sunlight is perilous for those who've lived in the Neath too long. If you fail, if you succeed, you lose no crew. But it... Alright. Well, now I can do it anyway. Let's do it. I'm not going to have any supplies left afterwards. Oh, I'll have one. I'll have one. She can lie next to the last one you left on the beach's hair. At least they died in paradise. In the only place with sunlight in the entire Unterzee. The entire Neath. This is the one place with sunlight, and they got to die in that. You're welcome. Besides, I will personally carry them into the gates of Valhalla. Who needs cutlery? British people. We are from London, but keep in mind, so, you know, cutlery is very important. A kind of paradise. Your sailors are keen to tramp themselves a place. "Fruit falls right off the tree, Captain," one enthuses. "And we'll be what? Your parliament, right? Alice thought I'd make a good MP. No, you won't. You will not be my parliament." "But what are we going to call the island?" one asks. "I now have 5 times kingdom estate." Your estate grows. "I have a banner of coming glory. One day this will be your nation's flag, equipped to an auxiliary slot. I have 10 kingdom population. Your subjects increase. I have lost 10 crew. My crew is dangerously low now. And I've lost 50 supplies. Dangerously low. Naming your colony. In the folklore of the Zee, this place is Estival. What will you call it?" Estival? It's still a good name. Why change it? New London. One day you'll remake the city that birthed your ship. Sanctuary. Perhaps you'll take in strays. The Empire of Trees. It's a little grand and a little ridiculous, but it shows vision, if not a sense of proportion. Last port. Here you are at the edge of the world. Freedom. Here no laws will bind you unless you so choose. That one's pretty cool. Utopia beneath. You'll be the perfect monarch. Enlightened, merciful, absolute. This is just begging for a Bioshock-type situation to take place, if you name it that. Sophia. Wisdom would be a great name. That's what I named my first ship in this game. But it's taken by a Khanate prison. And my first ship. So stick with the classics. It's almost certainly going to be that one. Fiddler's Gold. Fiddler's Green is the legendary Sailor's Paradise. Fiddler's Gold would be one better. Peach Tree Isle. Something appealing and inoffensive. Bugger off. It's going to be your island. Give it a name that discourages visitors. Or head office, somewhere from which to pursue your business interests. Well, following in the theme of this character as a philosopher, first ship was named Wisdom. The second ship is named Gnosis. Of course, I have to choose Sophia, which means wisdom in Greek. It's the soft part of philosopher. Lover of wisdom is what philosopher means, and I am a lover of wisdom, as is my character. So, we're going with Sophia. That's the name of the place. Sophia it is. Bugger off, I'd name everything that. The Sailor's Cheer, although it seems for a variety of reasons. "I knew a girl named Sophia once," one muses nostalgically. In any case, all agree the name has a fortunate sound to it. I've gained a pages, that's good. And Kingdom is now called Sophia. Colony. Ooh, I can do all... Oh my god, I can do a lot of things here. What? Better just get a save going here. No, not on that one. On 10, just in case. Alright. What can I do? I can improve my estate. Bricks, barrels, glass, books, pianos, antimacassars. I don't know what those are. Tea. All the components of civilization. I have to spend supplies, essentially, to improve the estate. Increase my population. Suggest to 5 crew that they might want to remain ashore. Increase population by sacrificing crew. Coffee is power. Dark drop coffee will energize your laborers. There are risks, of course. There are always risks. But if their hearts burst, it's probably from happiness. I imagined this in Cave Johnson's voice. This will increase estate by 2. You can do it up to 5 times. 10 sacks of coffee beans. Bugger off would have the benefit of making your citizens' lives as difficult as hell. Where are you from? Bugger off. Declare yourself a nation. When your estate and your population are great enough, you can declare yourself a nation, albeit a minor one, and complete this ambition. You will need to choose a great power to ally yourself with, or go it alone. Choose this option to see the requirements. And I have to have a viceroy, the genial magician, the indomitable campaigner, or the disillusioned doctor. Okay. I'm sure. There's enough here for your sailors to pretend it's civilization, those of them that like civilization. Reduce your terror by 10 points at a cost of 1 supply. That's pretty nice. But I have to have 30 estate for that. Repair your ship. This little dry dock isn't exactly the Admiralty shipyards, but you can manage repairs that would be impossible at Z. Completely repair your hull at the cost of 7 supplies. But you have to have 50 estate for that. Install a viceroy, the satisfied magician. So my magician is not satisfied currently. He is just genial. What do I need for him? Parabola linen. Wait, how come this isn't in my notes? Wait. And I haven't done this with him either. What's going on with my magician? I can give him the box of... Really? Okay, hold on. Bugger officer? Bugger often? You'll need someone to rule in your absence. He's proven himself intelligent, charismatic, and trustworthy now that his quest for revenge is complete. But it's not complete. Install a viceroy, the indomitable campaigner. I don't have such a person. You need someone to rule in your absence. She'd probably be alarmingly good at this now that her illness... Oh, she's the one that died. She died, so it definitely will not be her. Or the disillusioned doctor. You'll need someone to rule in your absence. He's a realist now. He might not be the most vigorous governor, but he's loyal. And that's who? The haunted doctor becomes the disillusioned doctor? Is Nox here, or he's zzz. Okay, hey Boss Pie, how you doing? Good to see you. What's going on with the haunted doctor? Okay, hold on. I can collect fuel. This will expend 1 point of estate to gain 30 points of fuel. You want to play games with you next time? You mean D&D? Yeah, you could totally play. That'd be awesome. Knowledge is power. Use vital intelligence to lay plans and win leverage. I don't know when I'll do the next session. I was thinking maybe Monday. Monday or Tuesday. I don't know what time I should do it, though. I just picked the last time completely arbitrarily. Vital intelligence to lay plans and win leverage. See, you can use these things here, which is why I'm glad I have 3 of them. Enshrine and boast of your treasures to increase your prestige. Yes, I brought these here specifically so that I could use them for this. So I'm going to use my captivating treasures to get some estate. I figured if you do it too early in the day, most people can't play because they're still at work or whatever. You can only do the captivating treasure thing only 5 times? Okay, that's fine. I don't expect to have that many captivating treasures. A Hall of Legend. It's not really a throne room. Throne rooms are terribly 18th century. Throne rooms are so overdone. But it is a very grand study. Any visitor will be suitably awed, and they needn't know if you use the thing mostly as a paperweight. I now have 1 wealth as power. My estate's up to 10. Alright, let's do that again. Again, another non-throne room. Let's do it again. Alright, now my state's up to 20, which is good. I don't have much coffee, but I know how to get it, and I could bring a lot of coffee here. You do this 5 times, that'll give me 10 points of estate for 50 sacks of coffee beans. 50 sacks of coffee beans would be kind of expensive. Because I would just buy the mushroom wine and take it over to the Empire of Hands and trade it for the coffee. So I'd be selling 50 mushroom wine would cost like a little over 1,000 echoes. I guess that's not that much. So I'm good on fuel. I do have a vital intelligence, but I wanted to use it for increasing the supremacy in London. Well, let's assume it's going to be on Monday or Tuesday. Let's say it's Monday or Tuesday. Just said the same thing twice. What time could you play on Monday or Tuesday? Okay, let's, No, I'm not going to give up 5 crew, because I only have 16, and that would put me in the danger zone. Show me the Discord thing? What do you mean, show you? It's pretty easy. You just go to discord.whatever and download the little app. Just Google Discord. Alright. So I think what I'm going to do right now is sit here and wait for supplies. Well, you can't just repeat that though, Saito, because, oh, you said you don't always lose crew, right? Saito, for the love of God, get a microphone, man. Get a microphone. A cheap microphone can be gotten very cheaply. That's why it's called a cheap microphone. Where did what come from? Don't be that one guy that's typing while everyone else is talking. Oh, you just need my server info for Discord. Okay, I'm not sure what it is. I'll figure it out here in just a second. Alright, anyway, let's stop this right now and save. And sit in port. We're gonna sit in port. Yes, we are gonna sit in port. No pressure. Go on, go on. What's up with this Restless Nights keeps popping up? You can't be seen to take these things seriously. I wish this had changed to Sophia on the map. That would have been cool, since I named it Sophia. Okay. Sitting in port's always fun. It's always good times. You can never leave your campus, Saito? You're like a prisoner there? That sounds kind of terrible. You're a prisoner of science. You could order a cheap mic on Amazon and have them bring it to you. There's this really cool website where you can buy virtually any human trade good, and they will bring stuff directly to your home through the magical power of the Amazons. I have used it many a time. I mean, you don't have to get a microphone. I'm not saying like I'm going to kick you out of the game if you don't have one. I'm just saying I'd really like it if you did. Okay, so we're back here, and I need to do the supply gathering, but you're saying I should save scum this, right? Like, because I have 0 supplies right now. We're about to have fucking problems. See, I lost crew, so, and I gained 8 supplies, so if I load, there's a chance that doesn't happen. Because I can't be sitting here losing crew every time. Obviously, that wouldn't be very sustainable. Oh, that's better. 8 supplies, no lost crew. I can live with that. And now, I just sit again in... I need 10 to increase the thing. And what do you need for the terror reduction? The terror reduction uses 1 supply, but you have to have 30 before you can do it. Okay, that's fine. My terror is not so bad right now. We're going to be sitting here at Estival for a while, I have a feeling. Get comfortable. The most boring gameplay ever is about to happen. I mean, it's already happening. It's already happening. You're in it. This is it. Alright, what is my Discord? Discord. I don't actually have it running, like, any time except for when I'm specifically going to use it. It's readying the felines, checking for updates. Alright, we're back. Here we go. Estival. Manual save. Yeah, at least it has pretty colors. Got the supplies. Oh, I got 10 this time. Now I can improve my estate. Bricks, barrels, glass, books, pianos. What the hell is an antimacassar? What is that? Tea. All the components of civilization. Your estate grows. Day by day, the walls rise higher. The gardens grow tidier. The hats become grander. Ah, that's very important, that we have grand hats at my colony. Very important. Probably sailors will always spit in the street, but one day soon, you may have a street for them to spit in. Oh my god, you only gain 1 point of kingdom? For 10 supplies? That is gonna take forever! Are you shitting me? I thought you'd gain like 5. Hold on. What are the other ways you can raise it? You can get 10 points from coffee. You can get 15 points from vital intelligences. That's 25. And you can get 25 here. That's 50. I see. And the other 50 would have to be gained one at a time for... Wow. Antimacassar is the bit of cloth I think you put on a seat by the head. Oh, really? Man, how do you know that? Okay. Right. Oh, it's gonna take so long. Bound with useful information. Alright, so what is my... Here's my Discord right here. I've got it running. Streamer mode is enabled. Stay safe, friend. Okay. Streamer mode. Getting fucking serious. How do I get my join link? That's not how. Got it. You still here, Jen? There. I just linked it for anyone. The entire internet could just use that now. Security has been thrown willy-nilly. I think that link is actually only good, though, for, like, a few minutes or something. I don't know. Alright, so let's save again. Super Bagel is online on my Discord. Gain 10 that time. I think I'm done here. There's no way I'm gonna sit here long enough raising it 1 point per 10 supplies to raise it up high enough to do anything meaningful. I'd need to, I don't know. This grind will take longer than getting the Song of the Z. And that's just a state. Then I also have to get my population up. How much population do I get for dumping 5 crew? Let me guess. 1? I'm about to find out. Because I'm going to save and then I'll reload after I do it. I dump 5 people. Oh, you gain 5 population for 5 people. That's not so bad. Still, you'd have to make a lot of trips here. A lot of trips. Between the supplies. Let's see. What is my estate? I can do this 2 more times. That'll get me 10 points. I can get 15 here. That'll give me 25 points. That'll give me 35 points. So if I did all the special tricks, I'd have 56 points of estate, which means I would need to do 10 supplies 44 times. 44 times. Which, let's say I somehow came here with like 60 supplies, or even 80. Maybe I came here with 80 supplies somehow. It would still take a whole lot of times. A whole lot. So, I don't know about this. I mean, having the colony is cool and all. I'm glad I did it. But, whether or not I'm going to go for this whole kingdom thing remains to be seen. Tell me there's some faster way to do it. Is there somewhere that's close to here where I can get a bunch of supplies? Or a bunch of crew? I don't think so. I mean, of course, I could just go and buy some supplies at one of these places that's relatively nearby, but it would be really expensive. And the crew situation... My colony, my population is... Where does it tell me what my population is? I love how I have a section here called Doom. Where's my population? Well, anyway. It's not that high. Here, this will tell me. It's 10. So I need to bring 67 crew members over here. Each time I could bring, say, 14, 13 extra crew members over. Might not be that bad, actually. This might only be about, like, 6 trips or something. Let's see, 67. Looks like Jen managed to connect to my thingy, my Discord. Might only be like 6 trips. Well, if you got all of the coffee and all of the vital intelligence and all of the treasures. So, the coffee run at least would have to be its own whole separate trip as well. So it would probably be like 7 or 8 trips, realistically. Fully loaded up, spending a lot of money. I mean, again, you wouldn't have to make all those trips for the supplies. You could sit here in port for hours and hours and hours. Yeah, getting the estate above 30, though. I'm not going to do it right now, because to do it right now will take 9 more things. So, 90 supplies. Which would take me, you know, quite a while. I'll come back, though, with vital intelligence, treasures, and coffee. Nine minutes and some change. 9 minutes and some change of just sitting in port, though. That sounds really boring. Alright, let's just, I'm gonna leave now. Now I know what's going on here, what I need and everything, and that's good. Tell stories? Sing songs? I don't have any stories. Well, I mean, that's obviously not true, but I don't know that I really want to tell any stories. Alright, where am I going now? For reals, where am I going? So we've started the colony. What's next? What's next? I need... Well, the terror reduction isn't free, is it? It costs something. Oh, it costs 1 supply is all. Okay, so that's pretty close to free. Alright, so you're right. It would be good to get this thing over 31. Real quick. Real quick. It's up to 22. Alright, we'll do it. We'll do it. We'll do it. Basically free. Yeah, Jen. Basically free. Let's see. I can Alt-Tab out and do other things while I'm waiting to hear the sound of the ding. But I don't really have other things to do at the moment. What am I doing? Watch my friend Lumen's playthrough of Portal 2 on YouTube. That's what I was doing earlier. That would be a little bit strange on my own video. I could play Fallen London while playing Sunless Sea. Could probably put on Too Much Booty whilst we wait. Watch ridiculous videos. Too Much Booty and a good dancing video to go with it. $10 supplies. Okay, cool. State's up to 23. Next. Too much booty in the pants. Dance, too much booty in the pants. Dance, too much booty in the pants. Dance, too much booty in the pants. I could just do that for the entire 9 minutes. Wouldn't that be fun for everyone? Alright, so Jen suggested I tell stories. Fine, I'll tell the Lollipop Bandit story. This one tends to amuse people. So, back when I was an innocent, like 21, what was I, 22, 23, 21? What year was this? This would have been in 2000, which would have made me 23. Yeah, I was 23. An innocent 23-year-old with no prison record at the time. Oh, here we go. Manual save. No, can't lose crew. Load, load, load. I mean, I wasn't really innocent in any way. If you know the story of my teenage years, referring to me as innocent at 20-something is referring to me as innocent at 15 would be ludicrous. But that is some stories I'm not keen to tell. But the Lollipop Bandit story is fairly benign. There we go, 10 supplies, thank you. Improve my estate, it's up to 24. We'll continue, we'll exit, we'll leave port, we'll do this. So anyway, you're going to want to ask why. Why would you do this? That's the part I can't really explain to you. That's complicated. Let's just say I'm mentally ill and leave it at that. One night, I was living here in Reno. At the time, I was living with my dad. I was staying with my dad, and I had moved back here recently from Colorado, where I'd lived for many years, and that's where all my friends were and stuff. So I moved back out here to Reno, which is also where I live now, but I don't live with my dad. I've got my own place, but that's not relevant to the story. One night, late at night, middle of the night, I don't know what time it was, maybe 2 in the morning or something like that. I went out walking, and I got this crazy idea that I was going to break into this gun store. Why? Again, there's no answer to why in this story, or most of my stories. I had this crazy idea that I was going to break into this gun store and steal some guns, and like just go wandering off and go on a crime spree. Alright, so this is my plan. That was my literal plan. Not a good plan. I was manic. What do you want from me? And I went there, and the gun store was really hard to get into. It had bars, like, on all the windows and stuff, so I couldn't break in. I didn't have any special tools or anything to break in there, so I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not breaking into this gun store. That's obviously not happening. So I needed something else to do instead. And I was really suicidal that night, as I have often been in my life. And 11 that time. Nice. Up to 25. So there was a bank. Just about a block away from this gun store. And I was walking toward it, and I just saw the bank, and I thought, you know what? I think I need to go to jail, because I felt like I was really out of control that night, and I was going to end up doing something stupid. So I thought, I'm going to break into that bank, and it's ironic that breaking into a bank was easier than breaking into a gun store. You'd think a bank, that'd be hard to break into, but it was actually super easy to break into the bank. So I figured I'm going to break in the bank and just wait for the police to come and arrest me. So I go over, and of course the bank has glass doors, those kind of typical glass doors that are on like every building, that have like a metal bar across the middle to push, you know, to open and close the door. And, you know, I didn't have any way to like pick the lock or anything fancy like that, so I just went, and there was a grocery store right next door. So I just went over and got one of the shopping carts from the grocery store. Oh, hold on. Hold on. You're going to regret asking me to tell stories. My stories are ridiculous. Okay. So we save. We gather supplies. No, I lost a crew. We save scum that. Frankly, I'm very glad that I couldn't get into the gun store, because if I would have gotten into the gun store, things probably would have gone much, much worse. No, I don't want to lose one crew. I'm not a crew loser. I'm a crew keeper. I never sacrifice crew for any reason. Okay, good. 10 supplies, thank you. Up to 26. Alright, so I get the shopping cart from the grocery store, and I wheel it over to the bank, and I line it up, and I go pushing it like as fast as I can, you know, and I ram the shopping cart into the glass of the door, thinking, all right, it's just gonna shatter, and I'm gonna go right in there. That's not quite what happened, actually. The glass cracked, but it was like all stuck together kind of glass. I don't know how to describe it, but you understand what I'm talking about. It's like that safety glass or whatever, where it does not shatter. It just spider webs, and it's still like all stuck together. So I had to do it again and again and again and again and again to finally break through it. And eventually I gave up on using the shopping cart because it was kind of unwieldy, and I picked up this like stone like ashtray thing that was outside the bank. You know, if you know what I'm talking about? You've seen those things? There's like a little miniature stone pillar with like a thing on the top for people to put out their cigarettes on. Well, I picked that thing up, and it was really heavy. And I used that to, like, bash through the, here we go. Here we go. Annual save. And that thing worked really well. So, just so you know, if you need to break through a glass door, Those things, I recommend them. Shopping cart, not good, because it wasn't heavy enough, and it had to disperse the force over too great an area, so it didn't work good. But the relatively small but very heavy base of that thing really busted through there really well. Okay, here we go. Gain some tens of flies. Yes. Yes, up to 27. So anyway, I get in. I finally get into the bank. I would say it took me like 5 minutes to break in there. Obviously, the alarm's going off. Now, they had a silent alarm, but there was an alarm panel on the wall that was like beeping and blinking. So it was very clear that the alarm was going off. However, I was intending to get caught, so I didn't care. And I start looking around the bank. I didn't think I was going to be able to get any money, because obviously the money's going to be in the vault, and clearly I'm not going to be able to break into the vault. I wasn't that crazy. Like, I realized I wasn't going to be able to get any money. But, I figured if you break into a bank, the cops are going to get here super quick, right? Because it's a bank, holy shit. So they're just going to get here in like a couple minutes. That's not what happened. So I look around the bank, and I look in the drawers, and I'm looking in people's desks and basically fucking around. I found this one picture of a dog. It was a framed picture of this lady's dog on her desk. And I really liked it. I thought it was a cool looking dog, so I took that. Okay, hold on. Took the dog picture. Gain 9 supplies. I can live with it. I can live with it. I'm up to 28. And I took a bunch of the little dum-dum suckers they had there. You know, when you go to the bank, they have those little dum-dum suckers that they give out to kids or whatever. Well, they had a whole shitload of them behind the counter, and I took a bunch and stuck them in my backpack, because I had a backpack. And that's it. That's all I took from the bank. I broke into a bank, and all I stole was a picture of a dog and a bunch of free, because they give them out for free, a bunch of free dum-dum suckers. That's what I took from the bank. And then the phone rang. The phone started ringing. So I answered it, naturally, as one would do. When committing burglary, of course you answer the phone, right? So, I answered the phone, and it was the security company. And the guy that was calling because he assumed that I was some kind of vendor coming in to either clean the place or repair something, and that I just didn't have the alarm code. So he's asking me what company I was with. No! Oh, I hit load instead of save. I just fucked up. Damn it. Okay. Oops. I just screwed up right there. I just cost us a minute, essentially. So, he was asking me what company I was with, and I didn't even know what he was talking about. I'm like, what do you mean, what company am I with? And he was like, you know, are you a janitor, or are you a maintenance person? Why are you in there? And I'm like, no, I'm a robber, dude. And he didn't believe me. This was the awesome part. The idea that somebody would have broken into the bank and then answered the phone was so far outside of his frame of reference for a thing that could possibly happen that he assumed I was bullshitting. He assumed I was joking. He started laughing. And he kept asking me, okay, that's funny, but no, seriously, what company are you from? Let me give you the alarm code so you can shut off the alarm. He's offering me the alarm code so I can shut off the alarm, dude. Do you understand what I'm saying? I broke into a bank, and this guy is going to give me the alarm code because he can't conceive of the idea that I possibly could have broken in there and then answered the phone. But finally I managed to convince him. Because I just kept telling him, no, dude, seriously, I'm not kidding you. I smashed through the glass door. I broke in here. This is not a joke. I actually broke in here. I'm not kidding. And finally I convinced him, right? After he's done laughing about it for a while. So then, 10 supplies, nice. Nice. We're up to 29. Alright, we'll save again, because we can. So, I finally convinced him, and he's like, and he's still laughing. He's still all amused sounding. He's like, okay, well then I guess I'd better dispatch the police then. And I'm like, yeah, dude, you really better. In fact, the fact that you haven't done so already is gonna be your ass. Because, seriously, this isn't a joke. You should have dispatched the police 5 minutes ago. But, whatever. So finally I convinced him, and he's like, alright, I'm dispatching the police then. You'd better be kidding. I'm like, no, I'm not kidding. So finally I hung up the phone. Finally convinced him. And I'm like, okay, now the police will be here any fucking second, because finally this dude has actually put the alarm through and dispatched the police. And I swear to God, I had already been in there for over 10 minutes, plus the 5 minutes I spent breaking in, plus the, 5 minutes I spent talking to this guy. So literally, it's been 20 fucking minutes since I started breaking into the bank, and the police are just now being notified. If I had actually been a real bank robber with, equipment to get into the vault and shit, I could have just gotten all the money and left. They gave me that much time. But of course, I didn't know that, I didn't know this is going to be the most ridiculous, debacle of terrible security of all time. If I had known better, I would have, hired a person to break into the vault or something. I'm like, don't worry, we're gonna have tons of time. But I didn't know. So finally, I'm in there by myself, I'm off the phone, fucking around, so I go outside, and I just sit down outside the door with my backpack, and I'm eating one of my dum-dum suckers. I'd already eaten one. I'd gone through a cherry one, now I had a butterscotch. Finally, the police show up. Now, I will say that while it took them a long time to get there, when they came, they were not fucking around. A shitload of cops showed up. I don't know how many cop cars there were, but there had to have been at least 7 or 8 different cop cars. Then they all showed up at the same time. And they were not playing. They were mad. They were pissed. They were very serious. Because they assumed, for some reason, I don't know why, they assumed that I was armed. Because apparently if you're going to break into a bank, you must be armed, right? I don't know why. Why would I be armed? Although, ironically, I would have been armed if I'd have been able to break into the gun store, but that's, whatever. Of course I wasn't armed, though, but they assumed that I was, and they were not fucking around. They all got out of their cars and pointed a ton of guns at me, and were screaming at me, and they were ready to shoot my fucking shit. And of course, I was just chilling out there, eating my dum-dum sucker, right? And I didn't want to stop. So they're screaming at me, and I just stood there. Just continued eating the dum-dum. What's going on here with the kind of obsession? A stoker approaches you on deck. Captain, she says, that thing in the hold, it's dreaming about us. It means us no good. No good at all. What thing in the hold? What is she talking about? I'm not going to throw anything. Oh, my terror is getting problematic. I'm not going to throw anything over the side. Yeah, you're right. If I'd probably tried to break into the vault, it would have been a bigger alarm and gotten really serious and whatever. Anyway, back to work. Chide her for her foolishness and send her away. Gain some terror, shaking her head. We'll be sorry. Oh, yes, we'll be sorry yet, she says. Okay, that's fine. So finally the cops come, lots of cops and whatever. Eventually, they come running over to me. A bunch of them still hanging back with their guns on me. And they, knock me to the ground and handcuff me and do all that stuff and take my backpack away. And then you go through the whole lengthy process. This wasn't the first time I'd ever been arrested. I'd been in jail before this, but I'd never actually been convicted of a felony and gone to prison before this. And I'd actually didn't go to prison for this crime either. Until later. But that's a whole other story. But anyway, so then you go through the lengthy process where they make you sit around for fucking ever in the back of the car while they dick around with paperwork and radio calls and grabbing each other's dicks. I don't know what the hell they do. But we sat there for an hour before they actually, took me somewhere in the cop car. But, they kept trying to talk to me every once in a while. No, wait. Annual save. I almost fucked up again. And I was just being, really friendly with them, really friendly and helpful, and I just told them the story very honestly, exactly what had happened. And they're like, they kept like asking me what I was trying to do, like how I was going to get the money or whatever. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. There was no plan here. I was not trying to get the money. I came in here and I just took those dumb suckers and that's it. And so anyway, finally I went to jail for it. I was in jail for like 3 weeks on that or something. And finally had my sentencing. I was convicted of burglary, which was a felony. But it wasn't a real serious one, and it was my first felony conviction, so all I got was probation for that, 2 years of probation. And also, I had convinced them that I had an alcohol problem, which I didn't, but I convinced them that I did, so they went easy on me. But then, as part of my probation, I had to... oh, cool, I got 11. As part of my probation, I had to go to AA meetings every single day for like 90 days. It was some bullshit. Especially since I've never had an alcohol or drug problem in my life. So having to go to AA every day was lame. Really lame. I met some interesting people there, though. But it was bullshit. You know, and I had this thing where they had to sign it. Whoever was at the meeting, running the meeting, had to sign the thing saying that I was there and stuff. And yeah, it was lame. But anyway, so that's the story of how I became the Lollipop Bandit. Oh yeah, that's not the whole story. Then there's the Lollipop Bandit per se part itself, which was when I went to when I went to court. It was awesome. It was so awesome. This was the best time in court of my life. The judge was laughing. The judge was laughing throughout the whole thing. And he told me, I swear to God, this is what he said to me. He said, thank you for providing us with so much entertainment, because they'd been talking about what I did on the radio, the morning radio shows and stuff, for like a couple of weeks, and making fun of me and calling me the Lollipop Bandit. And apparently I was this huge joke, and everybody made fun of me as being like the dumbest criminal or whatever, which I thought was awesome. And the judge thanked me for all the entertainment, and he was actually laughing during the sentencing, which was rad. It was pretty great. Oh wait, there's an even better part of this story. There's an even better part of this story. So check this out. You know how I told you I took the picture of the dog from the lady's desk? Okay, check this out. So apparently this lady found out about this. I mean, obviously found out about it. I broke into her bank and took her dog picture. They gave it back to her, of course. But she found out about it and heard somehow that I was like mentally ill or had drinking problems or something, and she felt sorry for me. She felt really bad for me because she thought I must be like really confused or messed up that I would have done this. So she mailed me while I was in prison. Not prison, jail, county jail. Big difference. While I was in county jail, she mailed me a copy of her picture of her dog. It was awesome. It was so cool because she said she hoped it would bring me some comfort. So that was a good part of the story. So anyway, that was how I got the nickname the Lollipop Bandit back then. And yeah, that was how I became a fugitive, because of course, obviously, I absconded from... Oh, I just did it again! See, this is the problem with me trying to tell a story while I'm playing the game, is I get distracted and I fuck up. I just did it again, you guys. Just did it again. Now I have to... I just loaded instead of saved. 2000. It was 2000. So I left. You know, I fled the state, obviously, while I was on probation. Well, they frown on that. They do. They don't like it when you do that because, well, it's called absconding, and it's a felony escape, and you become a fugitive at that point. So then I was a fugitive, and I'm like, fuck. So I went back to Colorado, where all my friends were, in Denver, and I just started hanging out, and I started staying with my buddy, my best friend out there. But I'm like, now I'm a fugitive. This really sucks. If I get pulled over for anything, if I get, you know, if the cops find me or have any reason to run my ID anytime, anywhere, I'm going to prison. They're gonna extradite me back to Nevada, and I'm gonna go to fucking prison. And I'm like, fuck, I don't want to do that. So it was really a kind of a nerve-wracking time because they didn't know where I was, but at any time, you know, it was like you had this thing over your head. Like, any time they could get me, and I'm going to prison if they find me, you know. So, that sucked. So, of course, I did the most logical thing that you can think to do when you're in that situation, right? The most logical thing. When you are a fugitive from justice, and you're wanted, and you're going to go to prison if you get caught, what would be the most logical thing you can think of to do? We'll have a little quiz here. Have a little quiz. What would you do? Manual save. Okay, no more loading. Good luck, Boss Pie. I haven't been able to find any record of it on the internet because, well, it was 2000. There was no records of anything on the internet then, pretty much. Gain 10 supplies. I'm up to 31. Hey, 31 is the number that I needed. I can reduce my terror now. How do I do that? How do I do that? I do that like this. Days in the semi-sun. Your crew bask and loaf. It's not quite sunlight. They'll never tan and they won't particularly die. But the fruit is ripe. The leaves are green. The waves are lazuli. The night retreats. See, that sounds nice. Lazuli waves, just like lapis. That's good. Okay, so... let's keep going here a little bit. I want to reduce my terror some more before I leave. No, punch a police officer would be crazy town. Well, yeah, I know. Lollipop Bandit has been used lots of times. I mean, it's a pretty obvious thing that they would apply to. No, run, turn yourself in, go find the dog and steal it. That would have been awesome. That would make the story so much better, but no, I didn't think of that. Also, I didn't know where the women lived, and also... Now, this is going to sound funny because I'm just telling you I broke into this place, like, and it was completely meant nothing to me, but I would have considered that to be inappropriate. I wouldn't go to this woman's house. Like, that'd be crossing a line. Not to say that I didn't break into anyone's houses, because in my teenage years I broke into a shitload of houses, but that was a time when I believed everything I was doing was necessary for my survival, so I did a bunch of shit back then. But, anyway, we're not going back to that part of my life right now. I'm gonna just keep doing this a little bit. So, part 2 of the story, well, that is the whole story. That is that story. Now we're kind of moving into the next story, which sort of ties into the first story, but that story is essentially done. What happens in the next chapter? You'll find out in our next episode, because that's going to do it for this one. I'm already 13 minutes over the length of this episode, so I'm going to end this episode, and I'll be right back. No. Man, I'm so confused right now. You guys got me telling stories, and now I've forgotten how to stream and do YouTube and do games. That's going to do it for this one. Thank you for watching. This has been Josiah Plays Sunless Sea.